Welcome to Beyond Normal Days. I'm your host, Guillermo. Welcome to the first episode of the year 2020. I couldn't be more excited to introduce the guest for episode 17. I got to sit down with Brahim, Kilo Key, and MC Shane of Slay Squad. Slay Squad is a group of hip-hop and rap young gods from Rialto, California. They provide lyricism for the everyday through their music and performances. In the interview, you will hear about Slay Squad's hardcore roots while growing up in the Inland Empire. They talk about their previous music endeavor, When Only Darkness Remains. Slay Squad talks about their 2013 mixtape called Think Less, Trap More, and the process of their 2016 dual album releases, Sold for the Feast and Stick to the Plan, which were produced by their in-house producer, User Unknown. You will get to learn about the 111 universe, which umbrellas other factions of artistic entities such as La Tokyo, Buck 50, Simpassion, and Goose Nest, just to name a few. Slay Squad talks about embracing the culture in Japan and performing out there when they do their yearly trips. With the heavy artillery of songs and music videos, Slay Squad is bound to take over the masses. Make sure to follow them on social media at Slay Squad and visit slaysquad.com to keep up with music releases, merch, show dates, and more. Also, head on over to the Beyond Normal Days YouTube channel and check out the visual interview, which was recorded and put together by Levi of Goose Nest. Shout out to you, my brother. Follow Beyond Normal on Twitter at BeyondNormal_, and on Instagram and Facebook at Beyond Normal Official. Thank you for tuning in, and now please welcome Slay Squad. 3, 2, 1, we're live. This is Beyond Normal Days with your host Guillermo. Today I'm sitting down with Southern California's finest, Slay Squad. How's it going, guys?
Howdy.
Good.
Nice, hello.
Thank you for being on the show.
So, thank you for having us.
No, thank you for...
And also, I've been meaning to tell you, I tell you all the time, like, you're getting off, nigga. Like, you're doing your thing, which is dope. Like, I hear the interviews from time to time, and like I always tell you, you know what I mean? Yeah. But better to say it like on a platform, like, proud of you.
Yeah,
like,
thank you.
You're actually doing shit. So I fuck with that.
Yeah, like when I hear like, you know, people like close to me, they like can tell me that, I'm just like, fuck, okay, like just keep it going as well too. It's just more motivation as well too, because literally when I first started, I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I don't know if I even like if I am taking the good direction as well too. But I remember when I first started it, we had even like mentioned that, like, you know, to do an episode. So that was like a year ago or more than a year ago. So it's been in the making. So
well, you have something about you that like you're like easy to talk to, at least from my standpoint. I could be kind of standoffish. I don't really like talking to a lot of people, but something about you have like an inviting vibe, you know what I mean, where you're like before you know it, you're like, damn, I low-key tell this nigga like a bunch of shit. So, that's just dope.
And low-key, that's even like kind of what I started. I'm like, dude, I catch myself like having conversations with Keon, Hemo, you know, Shane, even people at the raves as well too. And I'm just like, and we're like, I'm asking him like full questions on like on history in a sense, or just like timeline questions. So I'm like, I need to record this shit, you know. So
you ask him, you be like, you inquisitive in a way that makes you want to answer. It's like very like organic, like the way like your conversations flow.
Just like you're having a conversation.
Thank you. Hell yeah. So before anything, I want to let you guys introduce yourselves to the listeners. So, and also let the listeners know where you're from. You guys want to go left to right or right to left?
Brahim, you mean just the city, Rialto?
Yeah.
You already know Brahim, Rialto.
Hey.
Toe.
Kilo Key from Rialto, California as well.
MC Shane, I'm from Rialto.
Sick. Hell yeah. That's where we met as well too. Well, I was going to school in Rialto, but I lived like in North Fontana, but I grew up with Rialto. So, and did you guys all meet in Rialto or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up at Carter.
I've known Shane since third grade, which is crazy.
When I first moved here, so he's one of my oldest friends.
God damn.
Yeah. So elementary school for us, and then we met Key through high school. I met Key through Hemo.
You went to Carter as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The first 2 years.
Damn. Yeah. Nice. And what was your guys' musical upbringing, you know, while growing up in Rialto, in a sense?
All sorts of shit. It just depends really on the age that you're asking about.
Yeah.
What would be like the foundation? Like, you know, what were like the parents? You know, like that's what I always kind of feel like. Sometimes they provided like soundtrack in a sense, you know, while growing up.
You go ahead.
In the 90s, I would say my dad listened to a lot of like G-Funk and stuff like that, normal stuff. You know, anyone would listen to, like any black man I hope would listen to. My mom listened to a lot of 80s shit. Pat Benatar and stuff like that. So she likes stuff like that. So I would say that probably an eclectic mix for my upbringing. And just in general, the stuff I was listening to at the time in Rialto was just what was around. Like, everybody was playing Tony Hawk, so some Tony Hawk shit, and some punk stuff, and some more harder stuff, you know. So that's it for me personally.
Yeah, like I would say, like what I was listening to as a kid growing up was like all based on like what are my parents like not listening to, or like what are my siblings like not bumping. So like bumping Linkin Park or System of a Down, or like just those early bands like in the 90s, like getting the reaction from like, you know, my siblings and my parents like, you bumping that crazy shit. Like it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm on the right path then for sure. And then like just growing up through middle and high school, my brother kind of kept me in the loop with a lot of rap and hip hop, with just like the mixtape era and Kanye early days, and just a lot of shit that stayed in my ear because we shared a room. So, and he was my older brother, so he controlled the radio. So I'm still hearing all that shit, but I'm still diving into and exploring all type of, you know, heavier music, and just like going to shows in Rialto for sure. Like the house show scene, like definitely based like my creative interests, like going to like shows in Rialto, backyards and shit, and then like going to like venues and shit as time progressed. But just all that energy for sure.
I was listening to, my mom got me like Get Rich or Die Trying. And then she got me the Sean Paul CD with the like glue on it.
Fire.
So it was really those two. Those are the like first two CDs my mom bought me. And then as I got a little bit older, I remember, you know, wanting to just listen to different shit, System of a Down, Linkin Park, basically the same shit. Like I would just listen to just different stuff that had me feeling kind of rebellious and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And when did well, you kind of mentioned a little bit, you know, but what would like the Rock Foundation, because I know all of you guys, you know, have a background in, is that, can I describe it as rock or like hardcore?
Hardcore and rock.
Yeah, is that like, okay, because that's like, you know, I was like, you know, like what would be the subgenre in a sense, but yeah, so when did that start? Because I know that's like, we're going to get into it as well.
It started around then, like at first when you're listening to the System of a Down, at least for me, is you think you're listening to some like super heavy shit. At first you're like, oh damn, you know, this is heavy. And you start going to shows and you start seeing moshing, and you're like, okay, like grindcore, you know what I mean? And then you're like, oh shit, it could go, you know, that heavy, that evil or whatever. Then I don't know, just really just popping into shows and just like learning more and more about bands that were before, up and coming artists, up and coming bands that they're not even around anymore, but.
And I feel like when we were in high school, there was a lot of people in bands, you know. Everybody was in a band. I think it was like a really cool thing to do, which is, to me, like a good fad to have, you know, that everyone wants to play music. So everyone was in a band. I was starting a band, me and my friend Caesar, and the only person I knew that played music really other than myself and Caesar was Brahim, so we got him to be in the band. Did
Caesar live in Walnut Village?
Caesar lived in Las Colinas.
Yeah. He might have lived in Walnut Village at a time, but I'm not 100% sure. Never mind,
but yeah, they actually hit me up to be in the drummer of the band. But that was really, I started off playing drums for my church. And then they said, you want to drum for the band? I didn't know how to use double pedal and shit like that.
Oh, shit.
And then I lied to them. I was like, yeah, I know how to do that shit. I know how to do it. And then I tried out. Then they're like, yeah, you're fucking hard. You're dope. So started doing it, and then just kind of like learned as I joined in a way, you know?
I think we all did kind of.
No cap, yeah.
Didn't know, you know?
Same way. Like I always had like mental visions of doing vocals, or like, I actually was playing guitar and shit at the time. Like in high school, like I kind of like was just mainly playing guitar, but of course in the back of the mind writing music and shit, just, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then ended up meeting Hemo through mutual homies. And then he mentioned that they was looking for a second vocalist because they had a vocalist at the time for the band. Okay. And then the practice that I showed up to, the other vocalist like didn't really show up. And then pretty much from then on, I was just the vocalist. And then like we just pretty much went in like that whole summer. And then shit, we've been going in ever since.
And what's funny, before we even go, how we actually met, because he's saying mutual homies, he's not diving in. How we met is because there used to be like an underground like UFC backyard fighting shit that we used to do
in Rialto.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
what the
then me and
fuck?
him
Yeah,
were
that's good,
supposed to fight.
Because all the homies was like, oh man, you and Brahim would be a good fight. Like you guys seem like you'd be a good spar. Like no, yeah, of course,
was gloves,
like,
but it was kind of intense. Like
it was at the park and
it
shit.
was just young niggas like reffing their own fights,
right? And the day before, me and him was supposed to spar. I was dating this chick and we was at her house chilling. Me and the homie Sega. Shout out to homie Sega. You know that's my nigga. Yeah. We was chilling at this girl house and she had a canine dog. Like her pops had a ex canine dog or some shit. Little German Shepherd, and she brought it in the house to like say what's up to us, and then like she was like, okay, go outside, and it wasn't listening. You know, I'm thinking I'm all badass. I'm like, you don't know how to handle a dog. Like, let me show you how to get a dog out the house. Come on. Grabbed her by the collar, and that shit was like, what, nigga? Arr, 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 arr. Just started going crazy at me, barking, biting this shit, lashed on my arm, got all crazy and shit, ripped off. They grabbed it, took it in the kitchen and shit. I'm all bleeding and shit. And basically, long story short, like I was all wrapped up. Basically, couldn't throw no punch or no shit like that. So nigga ended up sparring somebody else. And then that same day, we went back to the homie house, who niggas like mutually trained at his crib and shit. And we was just chopping it up about music and the scene and shit. And that's where the conversation got to going about.
Like, let's start doing band practice, and you know what I mean. And that was when we would. When we were, the band was When Only Darkness Remains. When we would do that, that was when we were practicing, you know what I mean, till our fucking fingernails fell off. So we would nonstop.
There was a previous band before When Only Darkness Remains, or that's the formation?
No, that was pretty much, as far as like bands we're going to talk about, like niggas is in, I personally was in at least like 3 bands, but it's like When Only Darkness
That was the band.
When Only Darkness Remains was literally the only band I was ever in, because like, the niggas was trying to be a vocalist and shit. Like, niggas was on some weird racist shit, nigga. Like, cap niggas was like, I remember hearing through the grapevine, like, well, they didn't really want a black front man. So, I'm like, oh, for sure. Like, it's all good. Like, you know what I'm saying? But this shit naturally came together. You
That's
feel me?
right. And I think I mentioned to the homie Cheese outside of, like, you know, that recording, I wanted to pull off a little Nardwuar on you guys. And I wanted to, like, give you guys the When Only Darkness Remains CD, because I had it as well, too. Yeah. But one day, I let Joe use it, and I don't know where he left it. So, wherever that's at, that's on some like gold stuff. So
you can still listen. It's funny. We were just listening to the old stuff on When Only Darkness Remains' CD on YouTube. On YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's funny because I don't even know the name of that album either.
It's so cute. It's a mix of different shit. Like, we had an album where we took them pictures for, but on YouTube it has Believeth, Unchained, like all the first shit, some of the middle era shit.
Yeah, hey, so check that out. You know, When Only Darkness Remains on YouTube.
Whoa, Doctor, they used to say.
Whoa, Doctor.
Whoa, Doctor. Yeah, Whoa.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, and it was funny because that time we were just playing like amazing music and just kind of really fucking just going crazy, just creating music, performing music, kind of getting like super slept on or like undermined or kind of like I don't know what the fuck was going on, but we would be playing amazing music and niggas was acting like we weren't, but because we were young, we didn't understand, we didn't understand really how tight we were, and that basically like because we weren't playing the politics, like we weren't tight, but like in actuality, like when you look at it now, like niggas been shitting on niggas like for a very long time.
It's just that scene is full of a lot of weirdo politics and a lot of weirdo like proving yourself energy and shit. Like niggas ain't getting no money and shit, so all niggas be having this shit is like, oh fucking let me impress these guys and fucking like all that weirdo shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that shit trickled into the entire economy of the scene to a certain extent. Right. But you know what I'm saying, like over time and shit, that kind of shit got like washed out by just fucking continuity, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Like in a sense now, like I guess supporting each other in a sense, because people always kind of like, they say like maybe a solution in the underground scene, like it's to like all work together. Yeah, there's a bunch of collectives, but we're all like this ecosystem. So if we all work together in a sense, everybody's gonna eat, So, but I guess that could be in every type of scene.
Yeah, I feel like literally in anything where it's multiple humans doing anything, that is pretty much the essential like format that will make shit work out. Is everybody pretty much working together? Because once you become dog eat dog, then shit, everybody eat each other. Like,
and but Whoa Doctor, do you guys remember when you guys played during lunch? Carter High
I
School.
remember that. That was dope.
Like, you guys literally, like, everybody was there. I remember all the, when I look back at it, like, the tables were cleared. Everybody was just, like, in center, like, watching you guys. Like, that was so fucking tight.
Yeah. That was for sure one of the most historical moments of, like, that band's era, for sure. Because, like, that was it was a lot of niggas like that I grew up with, going to school with, through middle school and high school and shit. And they didn't know nothing about that life. You know what I'm saying? That niggas was living. And so, I remember niggas was at first lunch and then everybody ditched to come to the second lunch. You feel me? Like, and both lunches, or both performances had like some like, oh shit factor to it. Like the first one, we told fools not to, like, we told the people running this shit, like, you know, the teachers or whatever, like, hey, don't set nobody in this bottom row of this little amphitheater shit, because fools is gonna mosh right here. So they said, okay, for sure, we got it. We start performing. Fools are moshing and shit. What do mid-performance? They bring the entire special needs class out to the seats where we said don't put nobody, so to enjoy their lunch and, you know, enjoy the show. Then, you know, I'm sure maybe nobody told them or something, whatever. One of the homies is moshing, and big old dude, like, he like low-key grown. He was on some special program to like where he could still be there, because there's like 22, 23. No reason to be in that shit, for real, honestly. And then he moshing. Hits one of the special needs students, you know what I'm saying, knocks her down, like, shit got ugly. So that was, of course, like, okay, for sure, you know what I'm saying. So that goes past, and then the second performance happens, shit goes cool. I'm thinking without a hitch or whatever, the bell rings at the end of the performance or whatever, everybody's dispersing. Two girls catch a fade. One girl get her teeth booted in. I'm like, dang, bro, we didn't conjure up some energy in this motherfucker. Like,
that's the thing. I remember, like, walking out, literally, like, everybody was just directing the energy to that, and it was so fucking. I was blown away. It was fire.
It felt like everybody was there.
It was sick. Like, when we got back to, like, when I got back to my class,
and people were talking about it. And everything.
When I got back to my class, the whole class was fucking clapping, cheering. We were walking down the hallways, like, it was go time. That shit was hard, and we got respect, like, from everybody, from every group, you know what I mean? The fucking Crumpers, I don't give a fuck what you were doing. Everybody, the fucking Bloods, the Crips, everybody. It was, y'all are hard.
Everybody playing the sports, all the bitches from all walks of everything. Everything was cool.
It was like when we established, like, we're different and we're comfortable being different.
Right.
So it was dope.
That's tight.
That was cool.
And you guys were talking about moshing and stuff. Do you guys have moshing stories, like personal stories, like? I know you have one, and I'm gonna say it because you told me in class. But do you have one?
No, I'm not a big mosh.
No?
Yeah, you know, I mean, niggas mosh. You know what I mean?
Me personally, Key and Hemo are the
You do the spin kicks. Oh, both of you guys do spin kicks. Yeah.
Do whatever, you know what I mean, niggas need.
Now that was major fuel. Like, that was one of the main reasons why niggas was at the shows, because that was like some of the main things.
How many noses have you broken?
He's broken a friend.
I don't know.
No, I remember in class, like, I think Kyle, I remember he was telling me, he's like, yeah, dude, Kieran broke my nose. Look at the picture. He shows me the picture. Like,
crazy picture. I wish we had that picture up right now.
That shit was a mess, bro. Like, that, because I was, you know, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Kyle. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it was like, you know, like, but it was kind of like, that's what happens, you know?
That was like the day of my first show performing ever and shit. And like, one of the homies bands, Braver, you remember them niggas? Yeah. They performed too, so. But by the time they was performing, I was tired, nigga. I was like, you know, niggas been moshing out, chilling, and then one of the homies like, bro, come on, bro, mosh with me. Like, I feel like moshing me. I'm like, all right, nigga, whatever. Nigga start moshing. As soon as we start moshing, I throw one shit back, feel it connect with somebody, turn around, it's this nigga on the floor. I'm like, come on. You know what I'm saying? We get out to the hallway, bro, leaking, his whole shit over here. He's like, bro,
take a picture.
He's like, bro, what's wrong with my eye? I'm like, nigga, your eyes are straight, nigga. Like, now you worried about the wrong team. Like, that shit was messy though. Yeah, that was like definitely a casualty of that shit.
Yeah. Do you have any, Raheem?
It just is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, there's you know what I mean, a bunch. Just like everybody that's been in. Yeah, I mean, if you went to the pits, everybody got some type of story.
There's one or two of you on video of you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find those somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Catching people.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And when did it, like, the whole, like band start to kind of die down, specifically with that? Like,
well, it slowed down once Caesar left, because Caesar was pretty much, it still is, like, low-key the best guitarist that I've ever met, you know what I mean, that I've known personally. And he was like very creative in his writing style because he loved hardcore, but it almost wasn't even like hardcore. Like, bro just was really just making his own shit.
Yeah, shit was groovy.
And also, by the way, in this band, my twin brother Burhan. My twin brother Burhan was a guitarist of that band. So once Caesar like started falling out of the band for his reasons, and good reasons, you know what I mean? It's even all love. I'm low key about to chill with Caesar. I'm gonna go shooting with him like next week. So once he started leaving, it kind of slowed down because really Caesar of the band was low-key like the real fire of the band, I will say, because
we all had passion, but he was like a true driving force.
He just made you just kind of want to like, I mean, bro was a writing machine really. So you know, he was like really that main heartbeat. So the hardcore just kind of slowed down, like as far as shows and stuff.
It was just hard to find somebody to just replace him. Of course, you're not going to replace him because the type of person and writer he was, but like you try to find somebody we need another guitarist.
Shit got weird.
We try out different people, it gets weird, and the fit is, you know, like, for whatever reason, the fit isn't right.
And we rocked for a little bit too with just the four of us, you know what I'm saying, with his brother and then the three of us.
Which was dope.
Like about
that was
really cool because
the four-piece was cool.
We never like, this is our last show. We kind of just were like, we did that show and it kind of just felt like, okay guys, this is our last show. We didn't even say shit. We never even, when we performed it, we didn't even say out loud like, this is our last. I feel like after that show, we just all said peace out, and we kind of like knew like
it was better that way too. Right. I agree. Yeah, it was just that's just how.
Because at the same time, the scene was dying too. You feel me? Like the venues and shit was all shutting down. Like the shit made sense. Like just pretty much all around, and like it wasn't like niggas was like anything was gonna change on our day to day. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas was chilling regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like any of that shit. So.
And then what happens is we just start rapping. Yeah. We start rapping and making music.
Niggas smoking and freestyling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just getting off, and then niggas is like, oh shit, like niggas is really getting off, and then put up some beats and shit, started recording, and then coincidentally one of the homies' brothers, you know what I'm saying, had the studio and the setup and shit just kind of like got more progressive, like as those elements started naturally forming together.
But how it formed together specifically was, so I remember our first show. We got our first show because we helped out an artist. His car broke down, and I remember him on Twitter saying, so Curtis King's car broke down. He goes on Twitter and he says, hey, is anybody in the area that has AAA? My car broke down. And at the time, Cheese was telling me about Curtis King because we were looking for beats, and he says, oh, bro makes a bunch of beats. So he says that his car's broken down, and I just kind of seen it as an opportunity because at the time we were rapping, we were recording all this shit, but we never did any shows or did anything like that. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go help him. And he was saying like, yeah, I'll pay you, but I already knew when I pull up, I wasn't gonna ask for money. I was just gonna say, hey, what's up with the show, or where's the next direction for us as far as with what we have. So then I pull up on him, get AAA comes, he offers to pay. I go, hey bro, I don't even want to any cash. What's good with like performing? He said, bro, perfect. My birthday's in a week. If y'all ready, you can perform for our birthday. Birthday show comes up. His birthday comes up. We perform. Before we perform, he kind of just like, man, these guys helped us out, show a lot of love. So it kind of like stewarded us in like very nicely. You know what I mean? Like everybody was just fucking with us. We performed that show, kill it. That show, we, it was all completely disorganized because it was just all the homies. Everybody's excited. We're all drinking. We're all fucked up. We threw money out. We brought a suitcase full of money with like at least $100.
Niggas on some other shit.
Throwing it in the air. You know what I mean? On some complete other shit. Every single one of the homies was on stage, like turning up. Like there was no organization at all. Like Lake Elsinore at the time was just an intro, just the beat.
It was just an instrumental.
No vocals.
No vocals on. No vocals on.
As soon as we put it on, niggas was just so like in the mode, and everybody was just faded, just in a high energy, like, hey, niggas just, hey. It just naturally conjured itself, nigga. That shit was crazy.
And then why I even brought up this point is that then we have a Halloween show, and that's when the mesh of hardcore and rap like combined for us.
It's not when you burnt the shoes.
No, that was some other shit.
Yeah, that was that's a whole nother. That's a
different timeline. Okay,
a little bit in the future.
But yeah, we have a Halloween show, and we're thinking like, well, it's Halloween. We've already performed here. How do we top what we did? We're like, let's do some scary shit. Oh, scary shit! Like, let's do a breakdown and do some vocals. We do it, and that show was with Asher Matthews and Joey Fats.
Okay, I was there. I'm
pretty sure you were there.
Cheese was there too.
Yes.
I don't know where I pointed at, but yeah. But yes, I was there as well too. That was tight. That place was pretty packed as well too. No,
yeah, it was packed.
Well
we got a good spot, and like we executed perfectly, and it was like the first time, like really breaking ground, like establishing this is what we do and this is how we're gonna do it. At the time, we didn't know that that's what like we're gonna continue to do that. We just were like, that's hard, and then everybody was just like, bro, like, you guys should just keep doing going, that. And they were like, well, we love, at the time, especially at the time. Now I'm more, definitely, I'm into my hip hop and shit like that. But at the time, bro, we was rapping and we was still listening to hardcore more than hip hop. We didn't really even fuck with it like that. Honestly, like at the time, we fucked with it, but we always had a deep love for the energy that was in hardcore above a hip hop show. Because we always felt like hip hop, at least at the time, the mindset that I had was, it was like, well, everybody pulls up clean, like everybody has these like fresh ass fits.
Too cool. There's no movement.
Hands up.
Yeah, everybody's too cool to jump around.
It's definitely before like moshing in hip hop and push pits and how they do now. You know, like
now it's pretty normal. You know what
to say everyone's moshing and
But at the time, it was like it was like everybody just wear their freshest shit. And they don't really move that much, and they just rap their shit, which is cool. But we were interested in something different, and that Halloween show really was like the establishing.
Oh wow, that's cool to see that, because like like I experienced that show, just like to hear that as well too. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like that was happening, behind the scenes in a sense, and it's cool that you also, you're pointing that out about the whole like hardcore moshing, roots, because like I said, right now it's pretty common. That you go to a show and people are gonna mosh and whatever, but like you guys have been doing it, so like before it was like a common thing as well too. So
it's a dope evolution. I guess it's something that crossovers happen. Hip hop's like the biggest genre in the world now, so it's not too surprising.
Looking back on it, it's like, how could it not? You know what I'm saying? How could it not have meshed? Like, with it being such a passionate part of our hearts and like something that we really love with just music in general, it only makes sense for it to be what it is right now.
Definitely.
And you used to incorporate like like your vocals type, like with your.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like too, so. That's my shit for life. It won't ever be anything more impactful on me than some, what I'm saying, more heavy bass music. Yeah. Like for whatever reason, what I'm saying. Like I just understanding it now for sure. That is like the roots, the foundation of this shit for me.
Can you give the listeners a little taste, of your vocals?
Nah, they could bump some shit we finna drop.
Okay. And how did you get into like your instrumentation? Like how did you why did you pick up like guitar and everything as well too?
I honestly just wanted to always play an instrument for some reason growing up, and I never really got the chance. My parents always wanted to if they said they're going to do something, put me in sports, but they never had the time. But I kind of played baseball for a while when I first moved to Rialto as a way to make friends. But I always wanted to play music, and eventually I had some extra money, and I bought some cheap bass for like $100 and a little amp, and I just learned a whole bunch of Blink-182 and like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Senses Fail, Under Oath, and I just thought I was the coolest thing. But I would just always want to play music. I never really had anyone growing up playing music, unfortunately, like a parent or an uncle or a cousin. So I had to kind of do it myself, but that's okay because, I'll continue to pass it on to my nephew and my kids and stuff like that. But it was just kind of self-taught, self-love, wanting to do something, Being in a band is cool.
And then the cool thing you said that, like, even if you guys learn in the process, like, that's a good fad to have, because it's cool. Like, you're gonna... if you keep doing it, you're gonna get better at it. It's like in anything. Like
in terms of fads, like playing music is a great one, and yo-yos was great too.
And when did you guys come up with the name Slay Squad, or to go as Slay Squad?
Well, dude, okay, so Slay Squad was homies before we were making music. We call ourselves Slay Squad. Like we've been we've been saying we were Slay Squad, even before music, you know what I mean? So it's even now that's still an important value that we distill. It's like, it's brothers before music, you know what I mean? It's like, the music is cool, but at the end of the day, it's like, we're fucking brothers. It's like, and we're grown ass men now, so it's like, bro, it's like, it's music, cool, you know what I mean? We fucking do music. We're almost cursed by it, bro. It's like, it's all that we do. It's literally it. So it's like, we're always gonna do music, but first, above all, is like brothers. Like, so Slay Squad was, you know, on the block that we were on. It was just like, we're all Slay Squad. Like, we all fucking go skate and break into schools and go skateboard and you know what I mean? Just do shit, bro. Like, go to skate parks in different cities. Like, that's Slay Squad. And yeah.
Is there like a definition of what Slay Squad means?
Slay Squad, I would just say it's just.
But like, I know you kind of don't want to label it, but
it's just, bro. It's just the brotherhood, bro. It's just really just the homies, you know. Like, it turned into, like, that's what's funny. Like, as we started doing the music, guys, we're Slay Squad and you guys are the gang. But bro, Garrett Slay Squad, Carlos Slay Squad, Edwin Slay Squad, you're Slay Squad. It's like, really, at the end of the day, it's all the homies. Like, that's really all it is. Yeah. You know.
And I guess in the universe of Slay Squad, there's also the 111, or it's the same thing in the sense, like the Trinity. It's all like the
Slay Squad exists in the universe of the 111.
Okay, there we go.
So if it was like that, the universe would be the 111.
And 111 is the umbrella again. Well, so a 111, I remember I would see it all the time.
Okay.
I remember telling the homie Garrett all the time, like, hey, bro, I'm always seeing this number and trying to figure out what it means. I remember mentioning it. I would just always say it from time to time, like, bro, I'm seeing this shit, like, weird, like, you know what I mean? So, and just, I mean, at the time, I didn't really understand. I didn't know anything about, like, numerology. Not that this is numerology, like, at all, but in a sense, there is some numerology that ties in with the 111. Yeah. So it kind of just was like a thing that I would see. Then I start digging research, and it's like, okay, you're following your path. You're on the right path when you see 111 angel, so and so forth.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, 111 is, how do we, I mean, even to this day, I feel like sometimes it could be a bit confusing because we're such a big group and we all promo each other's shit. So it's like, bro, someone be like, man, bro, you do this, and then I'll post the homies' codes, and still people to this day will be like, bro, Buck 50's your brand. It's like, nah, bro, this is the homie Talon's. But like, we put each other on so much, it's almost like all is one. So it's like that 111 is really just like the umbrella of like all the different brands, the different people, the different bands,
producers,
artists,
videographers,
videographers. It's just something, instead of Joe from Sin and Passion saying like, I'm Slay Squad, he's just like, bro, Sin and Passion, we're 111. Like, so you know, it's like, it's 111, you know?
Yeah. And then under 111 also Goose Nest.
Goose Nest is Goose Nest is really no different than La Tokyo is, you know what I mean? It's just another brand inside of it. Goose Nest is me and Edwin, me and Levi.
Shout out.
Videography company. And even that's just kind of gearing up. Like, we're getting some gear, and we're gonna be out in Japan filming stuff for, like, you know, in high def and stuff like that. So nice. It's like, yeah, like, we're just forming. You know, me personally, I'm looking to not just do music. That's why maybe it might even sound like, does this nigga even fuck with music? Like, I love music, but like, I like a lot of different things.
Media.
I like
creative.
I'm an artist above a rapper. Like, I'm not a rapper. Like, niggas could be, I'll rap you for sure, bro. But I literally am a creator. I'm an artist, whether it be to the food that I'm making, the food that I'm eating, to the videos, to the clothes. Like, I'm about to drop some random shit with some sweats with Pokemon on it, bro. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Website design. I've made beats. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say they're the best beats. They're better than Cassidy's, but you know what I mean? I just like creating. Like, I literally like creating. And then I also like feeding ideas. Like, anybody that knows me could say like, nah, this nigga Brahim has given me an idea. Like, and I love giving ideas, or like sharing like ways of making things pop. So
creative above all.
Just a creator above all, like being a creator. So.
And that's the thing as well too. Like you don't have to like just stick to one thing as well too. I always tell people, I'm like, yeah, you know, I DJ. I also do a podcast.
Bro, that's another thing. I DJ as well, bro. I'm about to I'm gonna be dropping a mix in about a week with you know, some new 111 shit as well. But yeah, I DJ as well. And bro, this shit is all like up and coming. You know, it's just shit that just started. Like I'd still be DJing little ass parties I don't really even promo, that no one even knows I be at. But if you just so happen to be at it, you'll see. You know what I mean? It's like I'll DJ some normal shit, you know?
That's
so
tight.
yeah.
That's tight. That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And kind of want to talk like maybe in individual projects, because you know you guys, well no, actually talk about the dual CD, because it's a mixtape and an album, or just two albums?
It's basically an album. It's a dual disc album. Yeah. And it had like, I want to say like what, 53 songs or something like that.
Some shit.
Yeah.
So like 47 songs.
Souls for the Feast, and then there was Stick to the Plan.
Oh shit! But I'm even skipping. Like, let's talk about
Think Less, Trap More.
Yeah,
which is dope. Think Less, Trap More was amazing.
Yeah.
That was more recording. That was when we were still getting beats from YouTube and downloading them.
Shit.
That was when we were still recording them at the crib, not knowing how to work the equipment.
Right, the era of those first shows and shit.
Okay.
So around those times when we're talking about, exactly, those shows, we're doing, we're recording Think Less, Trap More. And we also had 2 other members in Slay Squad. That was when it was...
Niggas low-key had like 4 other members.
We had a lot of members in this shit. You know what I mean? It was it was very scattered, and it was very just like, create as much as you fucking can, you know, and then we just threw it all on one thing. We didn't even think about we weren't even thinking album. For Think Less, Trap More, it was just like a compilation of everybody's music. Don't matter the order, it doesn't matter the style.
Yeah, like a cohesive, this is what the album's gonna look like, or this makes sense after this. It was more
niggas just getting off.
You guys are creating.
And then I'm not even going like in properly order, but Stat Grind.
Yes,
that was the first like single in a sense, right? That you guys kind of like the first project that, you know, like release of like that you guys like, hey, look, we're gonna be putting out music and stuff.
Right.
And shout out to Roscoe, because he said, I think you guys told me that he chopped and screwed that beat.
Yeah, he chopped and screwed that shit.
Yeah.
So,
the
video.
I remember the video too.
Shout out Roscoe, man. Love you, bro.
Dude, he gets mentioned like in this podcast like so many times. So
he was like the first DJ.
One day. He was our first DJ. He was the original Slay Squad DJ. Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking tight. And then your current Slay Squad DJ,
Queso.
Yes. Shout out.
Yeah. Yes. DJ Queso, who also drops mixes consistently all the time. That's who got me into DJing. You know what I mean?
I like his little, what would it be? Not like an ad-lib, but
cozy.
Little sound clip.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then, actually, like, also, like, you know, kind of like, I guess, building the foundation of getting to know you guys. Like, how did you guys choose to go as your alias? Your artist moniker, in a sense?
Me personally, I just didn't want to. I wanted to kind of include my name and not go anything crazy, you know. And I was already MC Shane on social media and stuff. MC, my last name is McDonald. MC.
Oh.
Also MC. It works on those levels. You feel me? But I was already that, so why switch it up? You know, I'll go by that. You know.
I feel like I just learned something.
Yeah.
I knew your last name was McDonald, but I didn't even tie MC.
Yeah. See, you know.
Damn.
Little.
That's tight.
Kilo. Key. My name Key. So Key, and then Low Key. So Key, Low Key, because I'll be low key. You know what I'm saying?
And you had a dog named Loki?
Yeah, that's my boy. You know, that was more of a Kilo, man, dog, God. So Kilo, Low Key.
Oh.
Kind of like in the same flip.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Fresh.
I just go by my name. Like I always felt like my name is super unique. Like I feel like my name is Brahim fucking Goose.
Yeah.
Excuse the fucking. It's just Brahim Goose. But it's like I feel like my name is like super unique. And I always battled with it. When I was younger, I kind of fucked with my name. I'll be kind of embarrassed like the first days of class. But like as I get older,
you realize how
not to shit on anybody's names and shit, but I'll meet people and I'm like, I'm so thankful that my name is my name. Like I remember probably 3 years ago going into my mom like, thank you for naming me like the name that you named me. So, and then I just felt like it made it easier for everything too, because when you start registering, when you do music and you start registering all your shit, and you got your nicknames and this and that, I feel like I don't have to worry about shit, because it's like there's no question whether this shit is mine. It's literally the spelling of my name. So I feel like it just made it like a lot easier on the back end. And I just love my name. Like even to this day, I feel like I always just spin off like Brahim Goose, you know. So
Have you ever met another Brahim?
I have met another Brahim. I've met a Salim. I've met a Rahim. What I've never met is a Burhan. I've never met a Burhan.
That's your brother.
Yeah,
never met a Burhan either.
Burhan. Yeah, I never ever met a Burhan.
Yeah, I've never even seen that name.
Yeah. But Brahim is. I haven't met a couple. Yeah.
Okay. And I guess fast forward to your stick to the plan and souls for the feast. You guys want to give like a explanation on the process of like prepping for that, because you guys like prepped like before so you guys released Think Less Trap More, and then I think 3 years after you guys did that dual like album. Like in those 3 years, like what were you guys' plan to like release this, because it came out like you guys executed like professional, like the CDs are like with the barcodes and everything as well too, because that's even a thing, like a process to get like like
that shit was a process.
Yeah,
there's a lot of songs on that. And I think when we first started it, we just went back into just create as much shit as possible. But then we started going, damn, like we've taken a long time to release something, so we can't just come out with some 12 song shit. Like, let's fucking give him a double disc. And like at the time, honestly, we just were on some like crazy like hungry shit. Like I'm not even gonna cap. I even still I always go back to those times to harness that energy. Like I'm not gonna lie, that age probably whooped my ass right now. Like we were tripping. Like we were really.
Listen, I have a couple of tracks on there, but watching them record and like picking what they wanted to put on there and having to leave like songs off because they're like, this is too much, is crazy. I'm talking like every day.
Right.
They're going to record.
Yeah.
We're gonna do 3 today.
Yeah.
You know, like
crazy.
Ridiculous. You know,
because there's less responsibility too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, niggas was just pulling up. And it's like it was so like such a dynamic.
Taking advantage of that, because there is gonna be that point where you do have responsibilities and
it's time to got to be an adult now. Like it's you don't have that golden period where it's like, okay, we have some leeway on some of the stuff we're doing, or we could kind of be reckless because we could recover. But like you said, took full advantage. Like the way they were working was
just making everything, and the flavors were so different that it was like. It would be kind of like crazy to have all of these shits on the same, you know what I'm saying, project. So it kind of just made like sense for shit to kind of like part.
Also, to add on is at that time why everything even jumped up even more was we weren't recording at the homie's crib. At the time we had the moving studio, record at the homie's crib, record here, record there. That at the time, that's when user unknown was saying, hey bro, come through to the crib, record here. So now we're hearing our music. He always took pride in upgrading his equipment, getting new sounds, no games,
bettering his sound.
Like mastering his craft to the best of his ability at all times. So then what he would do is now we're recording and we're hearing our shit like on a whole nother level. You're hearing your shit loud, you're hearing it mixed, you're hearing it mastered, you're hearing
your ideas.
The same amount of care that you have in creating the music, the engineer is putting that.
Dude, the engineer, shout out to the engineers, because
he's matching your
energy and your love, energy, your passion,
exactly, on the other end. So it makes you even hungrier, because you're like, damn, like every artist could attest to imagining a track. At least it happens to me, even to this day it happens to me. You're rapping it around the house, and you get to the studio, you play, and you're like, this shit hard, but I was low key capping. Like I didn't know it was gonna sound like this or that whatnot. With him, he was like very good at hitting the bullseye with your ideas and really putting them out and getting them exactly how you imagine.
Playing off what you imagine too. Like he'll take what you want or what you want something to sound, and then he'll add his own, of course, spice. So he's really good at playing off what you already want and adding stuff that you probably didn't know you wanted, that sound really good.
That's right. Yeah. And Use Your Unknown, that's his, that's you guys' in-house producer in a sense.
Use Your Unknown, yes.
Producer, engineer.
And what was the reception of you guys like releasing music, specifically like in the IE? So like was it supportive? Like
I feel like it was super supportive. At the same time, it's kind of interesting with us because we have a lot of homies, you know what I mean, and we've been through like a lot of phases, and we've been doing music for a long time. Yeah. So we've seen a group fan base. I've seen at least 4 different waves of different type of fans. Wow. Like the fans that we have now are not the same fans that we had.
Think Let's Chat More. Or
Or
even Songs to the Feast and Stick to the Plan era.
Yeah,
like, it was like low key different eras of folks that we could see.
And there's still probably going to be like.
Oh, it's gonna this year. It's gonna change even again for sure. It's gonna change even more because the intensity that we're coming at and the way we're making music is gonna change again. Like we never been the type to. I definitely would proclaim us more scattered than just the same thing.
Evolving.
Souls for the Feast, stick to the plan. Not one of those fucking songs sound like each other. Like it's pretty crazy. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like every time, I'm gonna do like interview. Like if the artists have like tracks, I go back just to kind of like reminisce and everything as well too. I'm probably gonna say this publicly, but I cried to Holograms like a couple years ago.
Holograms is amazing.
Like I got teary eyed. I'm like, fuck, this shit goes so fucking hard. I'm like, god damn. Yeah. So
Hologram. And what's dope about Holograms is me and Jake made that beat. You know what I mean? That's what's really cool. And that song was just authentic emotion. Jake used to live across the street from this girl I was messing with. The girl pissed me off. I went to Jake's house and recorded it. You know what I mean? So it was just like authentic emotion, and the songs, pretty much. I mean, there's maybe I don't know how many songs that I've personally made, but I know every song I could at least tell you a story of why I'm saying what I'm saying, and they take you on some type of emotional journey. And if you know me personally, you recognize little things out of it, like, oh shit, no, bro's talking about like that day when we were doing this, that, or the other. You know what I mean? So,
Order 66, was that on that project as well too?
Yeah, that was on Souls for the Feast. Yeah.
Do you want to give a little explanation on that song? Because I looked up Order 66, and that's something like reference of Star Wars.
Yeah.
When
Merc the motherfuckers. Merc the niggas running shit. You feel me?
There we go. Yeah, like I guess,
pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Get an order. Take the shit out. The energy I had at the time was really driven by kind of like the first question you asked about the support and the reception to our music being dropped. The people, that reception was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Of course, love. You know what I'm saying? Appreciation for the craft in general. The reception from some of the, I guess you could say, people like running the shows or, just the hip hop scene in the IE. Because, of course, again, like how Himo was saying, like we didn't come up in that shit. We don't know that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we grew up in a whole different world. So going to that shit was like just some other shit, you know what I'm saying? So at first it was love, and then niggas started like murking shit off with the band shit, the Halloween show. Like niggas started kind of like realizing like, oh shit, these niggas is on some other shit. And then, I don't know, just you could kind of see the energy change in the responses and the support, you know what I'm saying, change a little bit from those type of people and shit. And it got most vivid during some certain business situations that we had with people. And that's kind of like, pretty much in the history of my life, looking back on shit, when it starts coming to like money or, you know what I'm saying, just kind of like respect and just shit like that, I don't really have the option of not vocalizing or not letting motherfuckers know where they got us fucked up at, you know what I'm saying? So because of whatever reason, or because of, in hindsight, it's going to be clear and shit, you know what I'm saying? So because of what we was doing, it had motherfuckers feeling whatever, but that shit started going into the business, and it was like, nigga, I don't know who you think we are, what the fuck going on, but you got this whole shit fucked up. So that's kind of like where the story of the basis of that song came into play, because it was just kind of like niggas trying to like play us on some shit like we was just some weird young kids like who didn't have fucking mouths to feed, like you know what I'm saying, just like we don't got shit, you know what I'm saying, like we don't need shit. Like it was more of a take thing, and we giving so much, you know what I'm saying. It was just kind of like not really like reciprocated properly, you know what I'm saying. And it kind of like went from like
there's no respect,
right, and that those type of things I could live with. But then when it came towards like, oh nigga, you owe us this, and you trying to give us this because of what, you know what I'm saying, because you've been rhyming longer or some shit. I don't fucking know, nigga. I don't, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason.
People feel kind of like entitled, like, you know, since they've been doing it for a cool minute, but
right. Pay your dues, like.
Well, my friend like even told me, she's like, look, like art's so recyclable these days. Like, you know, you're like, yeah, okay, you can say like, okay, I did this like years ago, but that doesn't really matter. It matters what you're doing right now as well too. Right. So it's like you got to keep going, and you cannot just get mad at somebody who's like doing shit. And you can just keep looking back at something you did like maybe 7 years ago, 10 years ago. You're like, yo, but I did this. Like, okay, cool, but I'm doing this shit right now. Like, you know.
Right.
So just because that's kind of happened, I think last year towards me in a sense, in a weird thing. But like that's why I just kind of like. And then my friend said like, yeah, no, you have to, like, people have to realize that, you know, people who are doing shit right now, you know, and if they're getting like booked and everything, you know, or some attention, you know, it's for a reason as well too. But you shouldn't feel threatened as well too.
Right, and that's that right there. That word, like niggas feeling threatened, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And you gonna. You know, we also would pull up, you know, the way that we would pull up, because, you know, we're bringing...
It's aggressive.
Would intimidate people?
Yeah, right. We're bringing different routes. So, like, we would pull up rambunctious. We would be fucking yelling. We'd pull up all... You know, it was when we were, like, it was...
And niggas didn't give a fuck. Niggas on some just... We doing what we came here to do type shit. Right. You know
and
what I'm saying?
And all our fans would come just for us. They wouldn't stay for anybody. And it was...
Yeah, right. Sometimes, you know...
It was shit out of our control.
Hindsight being clear, you could see the dynamics as to why the energy was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, but... You know what I'm saying? It was what it was.
And what's dope is like, now it's like... We're all cool with everybody.
Right, yeah, you know, it's
you know what I mean? Like, just comes with like getting older and like getting past the like, hey, well they do this, we do that. It's like when people don't know what you're doing, it gets like, you know, they start getting like kind of like a little nervous, and you know.
Yeah. But I feel like you face that shit in any walk of life, anywhere. Nigga, any type of music genre you doing, you can face that shit in a fucking warehouse. You feel me? Like older workers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Start getting on some shit. You could be a newer worker, getting the work done better, working faster. You feel me? But niggas I've been doing this shit 13 years. Respect me. And then
some seniority shit.
Right. Yeah. It's that causes some weird shit.
And you guys have also like dealt with like LA, like in industry in a sense as well too, right? Yeah. Like. How would you guys like describe your guys' experience? Because I don't want to like maybe like name drop.
No. I would say, like, bro, I'm not gonna ever be one of those people that are like, I think that shit is fruity as fuck when niggas be like, oh, these niggas is like, nah, bro, that shit is what it is, bro. It's the fucking sticks. Are you with it or not? If not, get the fuck out. If you are, then join in. It's the game, bro. Yeah. It's like going to a basketball game and being like, they're fucking playing hard defense, bro. This shit is the game. Do you want to be in it or not? And that's like, LA. LA is the game. So I respect that shit, bro.
I agree.
Like
every big
I don't have
city.
no issue with it. Like I never, like I have had issues in LA, but it's no different than I've had everywhere else I've been, bro. You can go anywhere and you're gonna have issues. We've been to Japan and had issues, bro. So this shit is the same exact shit. Right. If you want to play, then play. If you don't, shut the fuck up and don't.
I guess it would be easy to get offended, but like you said, like it's like the next level. It's never going to be easier at the next level. Particularly, you're trying to get into a new scene. It's one of the biggest scenes in the world. It's Los Angeles, it's LA. Like, of course,
like everybody comes to LA
like. Come on, that's what it is. It's a media place, so it's the next level. You gotta be ready to go. Like you said, people are gonna be playing defense to the next level. So it's either you're gonna step it up, or you're gonna go home and you're gonna play at home. You know.
Yeah. Right. And you mentioned Japan.
Yes.
You guys do like a yearly trip in a sense, right? To Japan?
Yeah, we usually do like a yearly trip. Go out there, do shows. The first time we went out there, we kind of went out on a whim, and really it's to like Eddie from the Tokyo. He would go out there. I want to say he went out there like maybe like 2 to 3 times before us, and he would just say, man, y'all need to go. So then we just kind of went on a whim. No shows booked, no real plans, bring a camera. Went out there and had a blast, and then really learned, like, you know, just kind of like took the blinders off of like, I think that's around the time when it was like, I'm not beefing with nobody. Like, I'm not doing none of this shit, because you realize how minuscule a lot of this shit really is, and how, bro, niggas ain't shit. Like, you're not even shit. Like, there's a lot of shit going on right now as we speak, besides just LA. And, you know, so for people to even make like that big of a deal, like LA's this or that or anything, it's like, bro, there's so much shit going on. So many different pools and walks of life, and it's a lot bigger than you. Yeah. It's a lot bigger than a track, or it's a lot bigger than a little ass video or some fucking plays or anything like that, bro. There's so much shit going on deeper than just than the bubblegum shit.
Yeah, sometimes like just stepping out of like your own, I guess, like, I don't know, environment, comfort zone. You realize as well too, kind of like, oh shit, there's like so much shit going on.
Yeah, that shit is refreshing. Like, and I feel like I've only been out of the country a handful of times, but low key, every time I get up off of this soil, I feel a little bit of a, oh, okay, like there's more than, you know what I'm saying, whatever the fuck I was, you know, thinking about before I came in this motherfucker. And Japan is definitely one of the most intense, complete shit being flipped over. Like, oh, okay, like this shit is minuscule.
And you guys perform in Japan as well.
Yeah, that first time we went out there, like we went out on a whim as well. Like we went out there, like not even gonna lie, like not enough money. At least I'll speak on myself personally. I didn't have enough money, but I still went out there for a month and said fuck it. Yeah. And
for a month.
Yeah, we went out there for a month the first time. It wasn't like, oh, we're going for a week or anything. We went out there for a month with no like real plans, but went out there, ended up doing like 3 shows in one night in different cities, you know.
Shit was crazy.
Trump Room, we did one in Roppongi, and then we were running to these places too, because like I said, bro, we didn't have enough money to even
was deep. Niggas was like semi-deep, and then too broke to the train stopped running, you feel me? So it's like 1, 2 in the morning, the train stopped running. Niggas is kind of deep, so we can't fucking afford no taxi, you know what I'm saying, to take all of our asses and shit.
Like, we're just running, bro.
So we just said fuck it. We just
city to city.
The whole far, niggas shirt off, you know what I'm saying? Just like fuck it. Pulled up to the club, threw it back on, got back fresh, and got the fuck off.
Right. And then once we performed at the first club, you know, then it's like, hey, we want bottles, or we want this, we want that. And then also we want to, then they go, hey, we want you guys to perform at this other club. We got your taxi, we got your this. So it took a little bit to like earn, you know, like the respect and whatnot. And then, you know, the first time we went, you're seeing everybody that we're all cool with now. Yeah. Like now we're all cool with everybody. But at the time you see him and you see DJ Fuji, which shout out to DJ Fuji, like, that,
you guys are close to him as well too,
bro. That's the family, because really, he's like, I mean, he's created some of the best moments, because out there, One Oak, Japan, they're banging your shit in a packed ass room. You know what I mean? Packed, sea of people, and your shit's loud, and he's playing your shit, and he don't give a fuck, and he's showing love, and he has respect for the metal scene, the hardcore scene, and he has respect for the rap, the hip hop, you know what I mean? And he's legit, and he's solidified, you know what I mean? So he's like the plug out there. He's like,
how did you guys meet him?
That's what I'm saying. Like at first we would just see him, and then we go again, and then it's like, oh hey, what's up? And then by like the 3rd time of us going over there, it's like, hey bro, say Slay Squad at the door. You guys gonna get in. You guys get free drinks. Hey. You got, you know, y'all want to stand on the bar. Y'all want to fucking do whatever you want. And now it's just love. You know what I mean? Now it's like we mob around, and it's just straight love. Like it's always like a refreshing reset going over there, you know?
Yeah.
So
the first time we went fucking twice in 1 year. I think we did that shit the first 2 years we went. Niggas went in the springtime, and then went Halloween. Back again in Halloween. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the Halloween. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Niggas just running like that, like
right.
Shit was fire.
And then at first you want to go for Halloween, but then as you get like experience, you realize like it's kind of like. Shoebies, like it's like going to like
Shoebies.
Yeah, it's like a nigga come to LA and like, oh shit, I want to fucking go to Venice and fucking, you know, I want to go see the stars on Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like, nigga, you experience one time of Japan Halloween, I guarantee you the feeling is out of you.
You just went, right? Didn't you?
And I went to take my girl because it was her first time going. You feel me? And it was like cool, you know, to give her like, you know, like, okay, this is what it is and shit. Like, and low key, the whole trip was like that the whole time, just showing her shit for her first time made me feel like I was doing it for the first time again. Yeah. But like throughout nights before and surrounding Halloween, it was like already getting cracking, you know, full of people doing all the weird shit, all
up
just
in the street.
dumb, just goofy ass shit. Niggas just like bitches, like just niggas using this opportunity to be gay as fuck, like just all type of just, you know what I'm saying, just weird shit. And then niggas, you know, she started seeing it and she was like, okay, like this is cool, not really that tight. And then we by the time Halloween night came around, it was like, let's just take the taxi to the club. Like niggas ain't trying to walk through that shit. You feel me? Like it was like, and I wouldn't care if I never saw another Japanese Halloween again. It doesn't have to happen again.
Damn, I kind of want to experience it though.
Oh yeah, it's definitely once you do
one time at least, and they'll just be like, okay, cool.
It is definitely it's the craziest Halloween I've ever seen.
I know when you get your videos, it's just like. Streets are goddamn.
They shut the whole streets down. They shut the whole streets down so people could walk through it, and it's still shoulder to shoulder. Like
I want to say they even set a record for like the most people in one place, like one of the year. I remember everybody talking about.
And what was dope, we played a show on Halloween night that one time. Probably what was that, like 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I don't remember. But as I was walking home, it was like 2 a.m, walking back to Airbnb. And they were already taking down the Halloween stuff and putting up Christmas stuff, and I thought that was really cool. Because of course they don't celebrate like Thanksgiving. There's no Thanksgiving in between, so like they were already that night, Halloween night, taking down the decorations all in the street and like putting up Christmas stuff. 2 a.m.
They're not
playing. Yeah, overnight. Got people out there working.
Buildings get built really fast,
really quick. In the span of your stay, you'll see something get built.
You see a big ass hole in the ground, and all these dudes doing construction, and then like by a couple, 5 hours go past, it's flat. It's like nothing.
Yeah, they're not playing out there.
Dude, they need to step that up over here in San Bernardino. Those like
years, niggas be whole lifetimes this shit.
Bro, the 215 has had work being done since I was a kid. Since I was a baby. Yeah. That shit's crazy.
Like they cleaned up fast, nigga. They got the streets will be dirty as fuck. Like you party till like 8, 9 in the morning and shit.
I
going
see
up.
that people
throwing up in the streets and shit, trash everywhere and shit.
And falling asleep too. They're like,
right, niggas just pass out in the streets and shit. By fucking 10, the shit is
pristine,
clean. And like there was a night where niggas was like, I ain't gonna go out and shit. You feel me? Like I'm gonna just take it easy. So you wake up at like 7, 8 in the morning and you see it's like little 8-year-olds like with yellow helmets and brooms and dustpans just sweeping the streets up like little classrooms. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going out and just cleaning the streets, like happy, smile on their face and shit, like instilling like, you know, respect for your surroundings and shit. Like
that's cool.
That shit is fire. Like that shit was like, oh okay, well this is how this shit be clean as fuck by the time I wake up. You feel me? Like crazy.
And I want to talk about something that you guys, I'm not sure if you guys do it every year, but the 111 Bowl Show.
111 Bowl Show, yeah.
So
that's just dope. It's dope. Yeah. It's just kind of like paying respects, paying homage to like the punk scene and like just shredding and like
in an actual bowl, like
in an actual bowl where we actually were skating before there was even a skate park there.
That used to be like a hockey rink.
We used to skate to the
inline hockey rink.
to the committee shit to say we want a skate park.
Oh, I did hear about that.
I mean, we used to do that, and they used to make us vote on these ballot shits, and that was in middle school. And we'd be like, "There's no way there's gonna be a skate park here," and then now there's a skate park. But we do shows.
A popular skate park too.
Popular, yeah. We do shows in there, and it's really dope. It's different, and I feel like is one of our like. Successful niches, like just like adding the hardcore into our sets, incorporating that hardcore into our sets, doing the Bowl Show, like that's when we have like really good turnouts and it's all us. We're not depending on anybody, and that's ultimately how it came about too. Like so many times we try to depend on people, this and that, and it just gets too crazy. It's like it's so dope to have something that the 111, because it's the 111 Bowl Show. So all these brands that are under the 111 umbrella, brands and bands, we throw this show. The last one we created these shirts, so we're trying we're just trying to like
premiere the video.
Premiere that.
Premiered it on the Bowl. You know what I mean? That was just the idea that I was inspired by Kanye West when he remember when he was putting the videos on all the side of the buildings. I just randomly was thinking like, damn, it would be hard to put it on that, and we got a projector and just did it.
Yeah, that was tight.
But kind of just like repeating history, shit that you know that works, that you really fuck with, that you authentically came from as well. We came from the skate scene. Niggas was skating, bro. You know what I mean? We were skating when niggas was fucking jerking.
And I'm proud of the Bull Show too, because like we said, music was a fad.
Yeah.
You know, a lot when we were in high school and stuff, and there's not a lot of music. They're not doing house shows or live shows in the city anymore. So it's good to have, you know, the younger kids come out too and see it and just do it. Not a lot of people do in the city anymore.
And the cool thing is to see like you see like little kids, you know, like people bringing it's like literally like a community like you know thing as well too.
We'll
like,
do the Christmas one, bring out eggnog and stuff like that. And what's dope is kind of going off of what Shane said. Like I feel like it's our opportunity because we're not doing backyard shows. We're just not. You know what I mean? But that is like our but we're also not doing our version. What a lot of artists do. Like, oh, bro, we out of the city. We don't fuck with y'all. Like it's like. We do this shit for free. We put all our own money up. You know what I mean? This shit doesn't just pop out of our ass. Like, we put our money up. We rent all the shit that's needed. We create the gear. We set it up, and there's actual meetings and shit going on for it to happen. So that's our way of, like, kind of giving back to the toe.
We don't have a venue, so...
Yeah, no venue, you know.
Damn, Ferg is the venue. That's tight.
So Ferg Skate Park is the venue. And in a way... Well, like if it could go as planned, it would be dope to like always do that. Like I don't give a fuck. Like if we're as big as fucking Drake, we'll still pull up to that bitch. Dude. We'll shut it down and we'll do it.
You guys gonna have to use the whole like parking lot as well too. It's gonna be like that type of like for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
We would just love to like always do that. And hopefully this year, booking like a skate park tour around like. Even if it's just like five shows, even in Japan, we might even do a skate park show out in Japan. So it's like we're looking to like up what we're doing to like the next level. That's really like 2020's goal. Like albums from each of us, albums from the whole group. You know what I mean? And skate park tour, more traveling. Go to Australia, go to Japan, go to Korea, go to fucking Osaka,
Singapore.
Yeah, go everywhere. You know what I mean? So
Miami.
We even talking about doing a Bull Show in Bali. So it's like I've been in the works talking to some people about doing a Bull Show in Bali. So we're gonna make that happen.
Damn, that's gonna be fucking tight. And you mentioned like individual releases for this year, because we're almost kind of like wrapping it up, but almost. But if you guys wanna like kind of name your guys' individual Accurate Days.
Accurate Days, yeah.
Curse versus.
And Goosebumps.
And Heat in the Winter.
And Heat in the Winter. Yeah. Heat in the Winter, Goosebumps. Yeah. Heat in the Winter, Goosebumps.
Are you guys having any, like, volume 2 of those?
Goosebumps 2 will be coming out. It's pretty crazy because I've been working on that project. Like, it kind of feels like that gap when you pointed out between Think Less, Trap More and Stick to the Plan. You were saying 3 years, which for right now, we'd be like, bro, that's way too fucking long. But, like, it naturally kind of, like, happens like that. But, like, Goosebumps 2... Been working on it for a while, have had tracks, taking them off, change them here and there. So we just dropped Benihana, which is on Goosebumps 2. That was the first track. But I will be doing the Goosebumps 2. And then honestly, bro, I'm trying to even move on. I'm trying to, I'll fucking drop 4 fucking albums this year. Like, it's not even just that and that all, you know.
Do you guys have like a lot of unreleased music that you guys have? Like,
we have so much unreleased music that if you guys heard, you would literally slap us, bro. And we're slapping ourselves.
So not really, because I don't know. There is like a strategy when you release music as well too. So the cool thing is like rack up all the tracks that you have as well too, and then in a sense, you know, little by little, like okay, release this one here, release this one over here,
right?
You know, or
we have a lot at the same time. But our plan is to give people the music. Like that's like the most important thing. Like we're getting older, so it's just like we just want to give people the music. We want to release as much as possible. You know, we want to do what we've been doing, but we just want to enhance it, take everything to the next level. Like we also have a home studio as well now. So we're also going to be like making like little mini projects. Heavy ass shit. We're gonna be releasing a lot more hardcore, like you know what I mean. So it's like we just come from a place of like a lot of like self auditing. You know, when we look at the end of the year and you go, well, what did we do? And it's like, yeah, this is dope. A lot of people are like, man, you guys are sick, but there's just like so much more that we could be doing. So when we look at the hardcore aspect, it's like we want to give the people a lot more hardcore tracks, not just straight hardcore, but rapping over hardcore tracks. Like we got crazy ass shit. We have so much. We're gonna hit the stew this week. You know what I mean? We were recording with, his name is Morgoth.
Oh yeah, shout out to Morgoth.
He does like Lil Nar,
fucking.
He did some Juice WRLD,
Little Xan, Zilla Kami, all their music. So we recorded hardcore at his crib. So it's like just giving you guys more of that stuff. Me and Rebel got a crazy ass song called "Don't Fold." We just created, like, you know what I mean? We got so much stuff to give you guys. It's almost like overwhelming. So it's like really 2020.
Be patient, everybody.
Yeah.
So. Hell yeah, I feel like motherfuckers been patient, so that's pretty
Yeah.
much
Okay, so
that's the energy
we
surrounding.
owe you
Yeah,
guys. Like,
we own
you guys,
niggas.
because I was saying, like, when was the last time you guys released? But you guys just released Benihana.
Yeah.
And then, but you guys also have Tag.
Tag.
How old is that one?
Tag is probably like a year, maybe.
Yeah,
We just released Anthill too, and
Oh yeah.
We just released Anthill.
Locked and Loaded.
Locked and Loaded as well.
Spin Kicks, Bet.
Spin Kicks. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Spin
Bet.
Kicks.
But you have one with Cheese.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Pierre.
Yeah.
Pierre.
That one's hard.
That's my shit.
That was tight. Do you guys have like any advice for like up and comers? Because I know you guys are probably gonna still learn more like anybody else, but like the people who, like, I guess, would you guys give yourself like advice to the, like, you know, when you guys were first starting, like what would you guys advise yourself, I guess, and then people can kind of take it off of that. If there is like any concrete advice, or just
me personally, I would say just don't be afraid to create what you want. Don't try to be anything but yourself, because you're gonna get the best product when you're yourself, because there's nobody quite like you. So just create what you feel like sounds good, looks good, feels good, and you're gonna get your best product because you're your best you know.
Yeah, same shit. Like, as generic as it may sound, you know what I'm saying? Just don't be afraid to create and put out and literally do your shit however the fuck you want to do it, regardless of what standard or, you know what I'm saying, how you feel. Just trust whatever process you got to do. Trust how you feel. Trust your gut with creation and shit, how you walk in general.
I would say do it yourself. I would say get a group, not do it yourself like one man, do it yourself, but I would say you and your friends, do it yourself. Delegate the job. So if somebody's really good at videography, bro, I don't give a fuck if bro is trash. Keep making the damn videos with that person. Don't even waste your time. Like, a lot of this shit is a waste of time. Same thing with the mixing. A lot of artists, they go through the mixing and mastering phase, and you start trying to send your shit out, and you start trying to pay
brick
all
walls,
this money.
roadblocks, just more roadblocks.
Bro, 21 Savage's first album, if you listen to the mixing and mastering, it sounds like trash.
oh wow,
It sounds like garbage, bro. But if it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter. If you're giving people good shit, true shit, it's gonna do. So trust the process, do it yourself. And then I would say, not everybody has their own time. Like, count your own blessings, not anybody else's. So if somebody else is getting some type of something that you're not getting, then it ain't your time. You have to be able to be happy with where you're at, and like, not to say, like, it's kind of corny to be like, well, don't compare yourself. Well, that's bullshit, because we're all grown ass men, and when you do something, I hope you do it at some type of competitive level. But don't ever let it consume you to the point where you're hindering yourself. Like, I would say, do the shit yourself, build a team, trust in the team, delegate different jobs, and just work with that team. That's it. And keep pressing the gas. So it's kind of like, if somebody shot like a layup, you miss the layup, so what do? You just miss the layup and then just go home and then pack it up? It's like I said, I don't care if the videos are trash, keep making them then. Make 60 of them, because you're out of that 60. One of them's bound to be good. Keep on. So that would be my advice.
That's tight. That's concrete advice as well too. That's tight. I always have those brain farts right now, but
yeah, you're good.
Actually, because you guys talked about like new music, but can you guys give any like hints on when might be the releases, or do you guys just gonna keep that like? Or should I just be?
No, I think, man, we're trying to, like, we're not necessarily, so the way that we're dropping music is not necessarily like on this date, you know, this, that. We're more going off of feeling. But what we will not do is we're not gonna have any points where you're sitting there like, where's the music? Like, we're done doing that. It's literally like give. You know what I mean? So we rather give you guys too much than not enough.
Right.
So pretty much, I mean, and not just with music, merch, even like this we count as like a drop. You know what I mean? So it's like we look forward to being able to drop this and letting the people like enjoy it. So it's like
all forms content, of our creation. You know what I'm saying? How you're saying
forms.
With the merch and the mixes and you know what I'm saying? Just the creations that we pretty much are doing anyway and harboring. You know what I'm saying? It's like for whatever reason and shit. And I feel like artists do that shit like without even really like realizing it. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like thinking you got to do shit a certain way or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck that shit is, you know what I'm saying? That shit is extra.
Me and McFly right now are actually curating the 111 playlist, which will be dropping this coming week. It will be dropped by Friday. So we have a 111 playlist that we're going to incorporate a lot of local bands. It has Jaleel on it. Shout out Jaleel. It has Lacuna. It has Delete Insert.
Lacuna?
Yeah, it has Delete Insert on it. It has Stevie Crooks on it.
Oh, shit.
It got Sin and Passion, of course. It has Slay Squad tracks. So that's being curated. Me and McFly are actually just, I created it and I go, what do you think of this order? And I'm sending it back and forth, and we're basically going to be curating this 111 playlist, and that will drop by Friday. So you know, I don't know when this is dropping, but you know,
it might be out by the same time.
Yeah, hopefully,
maybe. Yeah,
but
good. Damn,
but in different ways, just giving people like different things. We have videos, we have songs. Me personally, I'm working on giving people like, do I make like a lot of songs? Like everybody in here knows that, but I also make like a lot of like slower songs, and I will not drop them for some reason. You know what I mean? So it's like me personally, I'm working on just being like, bro, like giving people like, I could literally play songs for days of some crazy ass shit. Yeah. So like I just you know, even maybe this is even more for myself. So when I listen back, it's holding myself accountable. Like I just want to make sure I'm giving everything that I have. You know what I mean? Because when you're saying holograms, I remember at a time being nervous to drop holograms. You know what I mean? I remember being like, well, is this too soft? You know what I mean? And it's like, I got people like you, Memo, and the other Memo. You guys specifically, both you guys always love that work for me. Shane as well. You guys always give props on that stuff. So, and then we drop a Ganja Win music video, and then everybody's like, bro, you know, it's like, well, damn, like, okay. So, you know, just give people shit. Yeah.
That's tight. I respect that. Do you guys want to shout out your guys' like social media handles so people can follow you guys and keep
just so it's not all like, follow me. It's just like, bro, search Slay Squad.
Slay Squad, you'll see us.
SlaySquad.com, search Slay Squad on YouTube, and you'll follow the chain of like everybody, you know. Yeah.
Hell yeah. SlaySquad.com, Slay Squad 111. I want to thank you guys for like, you know, allowing me, you know, to sit down and ask you guys a couple questions. I was a little nervous driving over here. I want to give a shout out to Edwin, Eddie from La Tokyo, for hosting us.
As well, 111.
From Slay Squad. Shout out Narlos for giving us a ride over here, bro. Like we had some car trouble. It was like even crazy to get over here. Yeah. And then shout out the Toe. Shout out Mr. Fergans. Shout out, man. Shout out everybody that's like low key just like helping us out in any way. You know what I mean? Shout out Unknown. Shout out you, shout out this platform. So it's like, shout out LA, shout out fucking Japan, all that. And hopefully we can even get, 50, maybe even this year we do something where it's like you even interview us individually. I think that would be like
that's the thing as well too. That's like the thing as well too. Like the main feature as well too is to have individual like, you know, podcasts, because the main thing is like, it's slowly progressing. It's monthly. Yeah. But I want it to be like, you know, at a point where I have like, you know, maybe the time where I'm just like interviews, like maybe not each day, but almost each day. Like
just getting them off. Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally.
Hey, well, you're like, upgrading and taking it to video.
Well too.
Right.
This is your first time taking a video, which is really dope.
Yeah, that's a big upgrade. You know.
I remember somebody was telling me at a rave, he's like, I don't know, man. That's a different game. He's like, it like kind of discouraging.
But I'm like, remember I told you? I said, bro.
I know.
You said I want to interview. I said it's only if it's on video.
I know you're like, it has to be. It has to be on video. Like, okay,
yeah, take this shit to the next level, bro. Yeah. Like you're killing this shit.
And people were telling me too, like, are you gonna make a video as well too? I'm like, I would want to, but that's a different, like, you know, ballpark in a sense as well too.
It can get done.
It can get done. Yeah.
So like literally, like, thank you for everybody, like, you know, for making this possible, because, yeah,
and giving us like the practice as well. Like, you know what I mean? It's like this is really, in a sense, our first interview.
I know. I was gonna think as well too. I kind of want there's way more to talk about. But
there's
the thing
a
is
lot.
that,
There's a lot.
But the thing is that I kind of want to at least people can go back to that interview and just oh look, remember what he said about this. It's kind of almost building the foundation. So people can go back to it, reference it. So Joe from Sit Passion, he told me that somebody interviewed him. He's like, they had to listen to your interview because they asked me a question based off of what you asked me. Some deep stuff. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that's what I wanted to be.
This will for sure be one of those.
A reference,
because you fam, nigga. So it's like this conversation can only go this way with certain type of individuals. You know what I'm saying? Close to what we doing and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it felt like just a natural conversation. Certain shit that was said today, I ain't trying to say everything. You feel me? Just go back and listen to this. You feel me?
Yeah. We've had this is our third interview. We had one where we joked around and just bullshitted the whole time and didn't say shit. And then the other one, bro, we didn't even promo it because it was a little I don't know, it was just dumb. The guy didn't really have an interest in us. He just had a job to do.
Yeah,
that's really,
generic and shit. You know what I'm saying? But again, bro, we appreciate it.
No, dude, thank you guys again. So, but
shout out Garrett. Shout out Uncle T.
Garrett.
Uncle T. Man, you ain't show me, y'all. Shout out Rebel as well. Shout out Rebel as well.
Shout out Reb.
Jay Rebel, he you can find him on a lot of your
Frankie.
That's fine.
Shout out Frankie.
Shout out Frankie. Try to make sure we don't miss anybody.
Good
shout
Dreams.
out
You guys have,
shout out Good Dreams, Buck 50.
Shout out Kush,
Tokyo.
Koosh, you feel me?
Fireworks Factory, Rialto.
Shout out Jimmy Rotten.
Jimmy Ryder?
Jimmy Rotten is from Japan.
Okay.
He brought it with Fuji in the Goth homies.
Shout out Roses.
Shout out Roses.
Shout out Roses.
Yeah.
Shout out Big D's Pizza.
Big D's Pizza. Burger Mania.
Oh shit, Burger Mania.
Yes, sir.
Shout out. They got the shredded lettuce. The shredded lettuce.
Yeah, shout out Rialto, just upgrading and you know what I'm saying, really thriving.
I got the
It's
movie
good. It's
theater.
good to see my people
to say that.
thriving. No cap. That shit is beautiful.
We got a Chick-fil-A.
Right, niggas got shit to do.
Cracker Barrel.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Soup and salad now.
Dude,
That's all.
Dope.
All right,
Yeah.
so thank you again. This is a wrap. Fuck yeah. This is Beyond Normal Days featuring Slay Squad. Check them out.
Good looking.
Bless.
11. Thank you.
That was good stuff.